Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Office Hours. Good morning to everyone. On today's agenda, we have walk-in wardrobes. So we will start um, on planning the space. So whether you're like, what kind of wardrobe do you need? Is it more like if it will be like a corner one or a freestanding one? Like you need different wardrobe for different size wardrobe for different size rooms. Then I'll show you how to create a wardrobe, how to add shelves, drawers, railings, how to add lights then to elevate the look of your wardrobe and um and then we will style it so it just looks nice. So let me go to this screen here. So for example, we have a wardrobe like that here with lights and all. I will try just to get one render just to show you how that looks when it's rendered with all the lights and textures and all. So like this is like walk-in wardrobe. So we have open style wardrobe. So there's like no doors, but of course you're free to add doors as well. But like I think today we will more focus on literally walk-in wardrobe. So like without doors, just like an open space. So as you can see, so we have like a nice lighting and like it illuminates, like you can add this kind of light or you can add them on a side. So it's like, it's up to you. But you can even see the spaces in between the drawers. So like, that there is space that you can actually open the drawers and like, just to have an idea what where is. So let me reshare the other screen. Okay, so we're here. So this is the wardrobes that I created with the Create New Product tool. And now let's talk about space planning. So it all depends what a kind of walk-in wardrobe you have, of course. If it's more like a galley style that I have here, so like we will have wardrobes on both sides because we have like a door going into another room from here, and then we want to have like a one wall. Maybe there's like that there might be a window, or we want to put like a large mirror as I did. Sometimes you will have a corner wardrobe, so then you will just create a corner wardrobe or even U style. I will also show you if you want to like add any curves add let's say at the edges and like make it just to look nicer, and like what you actually can do with it. The only thing with the corners slightly rounded is that like we won't be able to let's say install any like shelves there, so it will be just for visual effect. If like if you want something like that, if you need something like that, and like just apply a different textures on the side, that's doable as well. Um, but yeah, it won't be like, it just will be a visual. It won't be any like, like a practical add-on to the wardrobe. So first, before you start drawing your walk-in wardrobe, I think it's pretty much the same process as with your kitchen. So it would be nice for you to know the size of the room, the basic size of the wardrobe, and like width of each component. So like for example, we have one, two, three, four, like five components here. They're like they're quite wide, so you're able to fit loads of clothes on hanging rails, etc. So yeah, so that will be very useful before you start planning how many shelves do you need, how many drawers do you need, how many railings do you need, how many open shelves do you need. So yeah, that all helps to plan in front, like up front, because then like, it will just take you less time instead of planning as you go. So for me, like I always prefer just to plan everything out before I start drawing, and then like, I know what I'm doing. Like for this particular wardrobe, like I wanted to have like a really minimalistic and sleek style. So like on this side, we have like all of them or literally equal. So we have drawers on the bottom, like, for smaller items, for our like, basics and lingerie and stuff like that. And then there's an open space with all the railings and some glass shelves to showcase our like, bags or anything else. And then here on the other side, like I did like women's side, and then I did a men's side. So like on this side is more like a half and half. So like we have a hanging storage, and then we also have an open storage to accommodate our shoes, etc. But then again, it all depends, like, what your clients require. Maybe they have like a, totally different storage for their shoes or bags or whatever. So like just bear that in mind and just plan in advance. So you just know what you're doing. So now we will start. I'll just delete this one here, and I can just show you how we can create walk-in wardrobes and how we can create the drawers so they actually look like they'll be, on the railings, and like you have a space in between them. And I even like create cavities in the drawers, so it just looks way more realistic. So first, of course, we will go with the create new product tool and create yourself. If you have like a quick project, then there's plenty of wardrobes in our catalog that you can use. Like, they won't be as customized as you want them, but there's plenty of them with like a glass doors, etc. And you can just like, put clothes in and you're sorted. But if you need like a fully customized wardrobe, then of course we'll go with the create new product tool. So now we'll go with the rectangle, and I will do like a full size, full wall wardrobes. Now push and pull to give it a depth. So we'll give it a depth of a wall, sorry, of a wardrobe. And now we will start measuring out our spaces. If you would need like a curved sides, then you can do that straight away. So we will simply measure out from where we want our curve to be, and then we will use the arc tool and simply create like an arch, and with the push and pull we will just delete it. And now with the push and pull we will simply, oh, something is not working here for me. Just let me do it again. And now with the arc tool, we can create like an arch, and simply with a push and pull, we can remove this part. It doesn't want to, let me refresh the page. And I'll just do it again. Like, the process, because we did that before. So like only the one side should highlight. Maybe I just like, was too fast and just didn't connect all the sides, but you can just bring it down, and then we will have like, like a nice curves on both sides. So we can do it on either one, or like, or both sides. So just let me remove that. Okay, we should be okay now. Yes, and now we will just simply remove this part. And now what you can do, as you know, when we create like rounded sides, then they are made from like multiple components. So to give it a bit more depth, or like, or even like just add a bit of a design to it, what you can do, we can go with the push and pull. I'll just turn on the environment. You can go with the push and pull, and as you can see, like we can highlight each of the components separately. So what we can do, we can actually pull them out slightly, and you can create like, let's say every second one, and you can create like a nice pattern, and then like you can apply different texture on the ones that are out and the ones that are in. Like if you want to do it and then you will apply paint, then like you won't see this all of the components, like it will be just a sleek surface. But if you want to add something like that into your wardrobe, then you can add it on on both sides. And so like, there's an option to do something like that as well. Okay, I'll just remove that part. And now we can go and start measuring our wardrobes. So let's start with a bit wider one. And then in the middle, we can do smaller ones. Like I won't go a full way. I just want to show you how how to start, how to create a similar look to the one that I showed you. So first of all, when we have all our components measured, then we are creating the offset. So we just click on the offset tool and we create tiny offset. So we're actually creating the like when you're applying a small offset, it's like you can see clearly when one component is ending and the other one beginning. If we want to do it and then we will apply texture, then it will look like just like a one large component. And like we know that when we're building the wardrobes, the same when we build in the kitchen, it doesn't look like that. So for like very realistic um look, that's why like we're creating that tiny offset. We will create another one just to like create a frame for our wardrobes. So now we'll go with another offset, and now we will just create like a frame of the furniture, like the single component. So you do that first, and then we create drawers, because as we know, like the drawers are always going inside of that, of that cubicle, of that wardrobe that we put on the wall, and then we put shelves in and we put drawers in. So to make it as realistic as we can, that's why like we create our like outside first, and then we will start working on the inside. So now for the drawers, again, we will measure them out. So I will just use the line offset. And now again, offset, we can do the same as we did for the frame. And now what you will do with the push and pull, you will highlight the small part and you will delete it, not fully. So like you need to remember the depth of the wall that you have, and just push it like nearly to the end. So like give yourself a bit of a space, but like just to make sure that it is in the back, because like otherwise it will be deleted. And sometimes when applying textures, like it might be visible that we like don't have the background in a back, and we just don't want that. And now what we're doing, this big part, we are pushing that in. Again, you need to remember how much did you push that in. And now we will create an offset in that drawer. And with the push and pull, we will push it in. So now we have a drawer that has a cavity, so it's like an open drawer. And now we will bring that back. So like you just have to put the same number and it just will, come back to 0. Now another drawer, the same as we did. So we just go with the line of the drawer, offset, and again, push and pull, and we'll push this one in. And again, this part in. Again, offset for the drawer. Like you don't have to do it. But I think it just like, it just looks way more realistic because like, you can actually see that they are, that we have like a cavity there. Like, even on the renders, you can actually see the spaces in between the drawers. So yeah, so like, I think it's a worth just to spend a bit more time, but just, do it right. If you need more of the same wardrobe, then like, you don't need to create, let's say that you need 5 of the same size with the drawers. Like you don't have to create all of them. You can create one and simply click on done and then clone it and, then apply texture and you will be done as well. If you need different sizes, then you will have to like, create a full wall with the create new product all and just go one to other one like a step by step. But if it's like, 3 or 4 of the same, then you can simply create this one, click on done and use the clone tool and just simply clone it and then start applying textures. So again, we will push this one in and now we will push this one in and we will create another offset here. Push and pull. If you know what you're doing, it like, it goes fast. You just have to know what you're doing. That's all. Now for creating the cavity, like if we want to have the same distance in between, then we'll go with the line offset and we will just put a size of the offset that we created for the our wardrobes. Now we will remove just this part here. So everything is like, equal. So like all the spaces in between the drawers are pretty much the same. And now we can create a shelf. And now we can remove the part that is inside. If you need a shelf from the top as well, then of course we can do it. And now with the push and pull, we can push this part in and this part in. Now for the railing, what I did, let's say that we have like a few of these done already. So just I will just push this one in so you can see how I did the railing. So with the railing, what I did is like I got onto this wall here, like this side of the wardrobe. You can measure it out. So like you're making sure that your rail is in the middle. So like we have 64, so that will be 0.32. And now we can go from the top, just have a space to comfortably and put our hangers in. And now I took the circle in the middle. And now simply push and pull. And you can just pull it throughout your full wardrobes. And then you can simply apply a different texture. They will be on the same height and like, all will look really nice. If you want like like separate railings for each wardrobe. Then you can also add railings from our catalog that or let's say attached to this shelf here or like to the top. So like again, it all depends what kind of style you want to create within your wardrobes. And now when we click on done, we can start applying textures. So let's go here. So, and now, if you will, let's say that we want to edit the texture that like, we just want to make it like, just a bit different, like even if you're working with a different texture. So then when you will edit it, click on the texture size and then use the copy texture tool. Because if you'll do that and then use the copy texture tool, then if you will bring it even into a smaller surface, it will still look the same. So it will be identical. If you will leave it on the number of tiles edit, then if you will bring it to bigger or smaller surface, then the density of the texture will change. So every time that you want to copy it to a different part, and the parts might be not the same size, always edit it by texture size. Like you can play with the number of tiles, but then click on texture size and just leave it on texture size. So now we will click on the texture material and we can start putting it. And of course, like, we will put it on all the parts that we have inside as well. So always zoom in. We even can go inside of the wardrobe if you have to. So like you can go from the angle and just simply go inside of the wardrobe if you need to apply any, textures on the inside. But usually it will just do to just to zoom in. If you want glass shelves, then you will have to apply glass from the top and from the bottom. So it is a bit tricky because you just have to like, go inside of the drawer. So for example, inside of the shelf. So as we have it here, so if I will go to my textures and just type in glass, and we have clear glass material, then I will apply it. I will apply it from the top. So we have glass material here. And now I have to also apply it from the bottom. So as you can see, we have a glass shelf now. And I will also apply it from the front. So I'll just copy the texture and apply it from the front. And now we have like a lovely glass shelf and we can see what's like, behind it. So we're able to do that as well. Now, if we want to apply the wooden texture inside of the drawers, then again, we can just slightly zoom in and see into the inside and you're like, sorted. So even now with the glass shelf, like we have like everything in the back is like a nice and wooden. So you just have to pretty much zoom in everywhere and then start applying your textures. Now from the sides here as well. So like you just pretty much need to um zoom in, that's all, and then applying your textures. Okay. Now for the lights, I use the LED strip lights. So let me just copy here again. Now on the railing, we can apply like chrome material or brass material. So like, whichever finish you want, then you can simply apply it on your railing. So this is our railing now. And now for the lights, you can put them anywhere you want. I used the strip LED light. Yeah, so these ones. We have warm and we have cold. So let's say that we'll go with the warm. Now we have it here. It got in just a bit. And now you can simply resize it. It can go throughout your full length of the wardrobe. You can resize it if it's like, too big. Sometimes it's better to make them a bit smaller, because when they're too big, the illumination is just like, just too much. So I really prefer them to be like, really teeny tiny. And then the illumination is really, really nice. Like we don't need that on the upper one. We can do it under this one. Like if you have different sizes of wardrobe, then of course, like, you will just resize it to the size that you want. But if you want it to go all the way down, then you will resize it just all the way down to your other wardrobes. Now, if you need them on the front and on the back, then again, we can just simply use a clone tool and apply them. Now bring them down. Free movement. So like we can apply them in the back and in the front, or in the middle. So like, it's up to you. If you prefer to use recessed lights, then you can simply use the recessed lights or spotlights. So we can simply apply them here. And again, we can do one or we can do multiple lights. So again, it all depends what style you're going for, what kind of illumination you want to have in your wardrobe, etc. So, okay, now do we have some questions? And for the finishings, um, yeah, so like, if there's no texture that you can use from our catalog, just upload your own. I do recommend of like, using the glass shelves, especially with the lights, and because like, light goes through them and it really looks really nice on the renders. And like always use like a really rich, nice textures. If it's like, color, then go for like a nice rich color. If it's wood, then like, try to create like a sleek look. So if you're choosing like textures, I think for wardrobes, two textures will, like for me, it will be, maximum. If you want to do two colors, so like, multiple colors, then I think two should be enough, especially if like, if you have closed doors and then you want to add some hardware, etc. But like, for open ones, I think I would either stick with one and then add a bit of glass and light. Or if you like, want to use different colors, then two colors should be fine. Like, you can apply a different one in the back, let's say in the background, and then different one, like, for the rest of your wardrobe. Okay, we have, I think we have a question here. Can you show how to get the different clothes on hangers? Yeah, sure. So for the clothes, we will just go to catalog. You can go to the staging category or just type in clothes. And with the clothes, they have hangers. So what I do, like I will put them inside of my wardrobe. Then I will, of course, zoom in and bring them down if need to. Free movement if it's not available. Now I will go to edit and I will flip them. So my hangers are facing towards me because that's the way we hang them, not the other way around. And now I will just move them so they really look like they're hanging on the rail. Now, all the textures here that you see, you can change. So so you can go from, let's say, white to through neutral, through browns and, blacks. So if you want to create like, nice color scheme within your wardrobe, then you're able to do it as well. If you go to edit and go to texture, then as you can see, we have loads of textures here, or you can just simply go to texture catalog, type in color and just change different colors. You can also copy the colors from one dress to the other and let's say make it a bit darker and then just do like a color scheme in your wardrobe as well. So you're able to do it too. If if you want to do like a matchy. So now if you do that, then of course we can resize them so they can go a bit closer. And if you need them in your other wardrobe, then you just clone them with then we have like a t-shirts. So some of them they have like a different hangers, but if you will do the same color of hangers, then you should be fine. It won't be as visible. So for these ones, for example, as you can see, they go with like it looks like their own little rail. So what I do, I just cover that part with invisible material. So just that part here. And then like the hanger stays, if you can see. Now rotate it. And again, put them down and just place them. Okay, don't want to go. We want you to be all the way around. And again, bring them up. And that part won't be visible when you will do the render, as you already know. And now again, you can put different colors and do, let's say, different colors of the t-shirts and just put them now a clone tool and just simply put them next to each other. When you clone it, that part will be already covered with the invisible material. So yeah. So that's how you just put them on your railings. The same with bags or shoes. You just simply put them on the shelves and resize them, change the color of them, and just create your own scheme. Can you please show how to do a shaker style profile? Yes. So that will be for the drawers. So with the drawers, you just create, so go to modify. And now if you want to do a shaker style, then you will simply create another offset on your drawer. And now with the push and pull, you can do multiple ones. And now with the push and pull, you will just either push it in slightly or pull it out just to create dimension. And now your shaker style is ready. Now just put a texture on, zoom in, put the texture on the sides. On the sides, you can actually put like a slightly darker color. We should see that it's changing. And then you can use, it's too dark now. But you can make it just a bit darker. So like on the render, like you have it's like it's more visible, like and it looks like a like it's creating like a bit of depth, a bit of shadow. So you can do that as well with the how to change the hues of the colors just to make them like a bit either lighter or darker. So that's your shaker. If you want to add hardware, then you just simply add it on top and you're sorted. If you would like to create the same drawer and shelf on the other side of the same wardrobe, say on the right hand side, can you copy and paste the drawers? You cannot. You can, as I said before, you can either create like one unit. So let's say that we have this unit here, and it's just a single unit, and then you will copy it. Or when we like, if we have it on these wardrobes here, like if it's identical on both sides, then you can just create one and then simply clone it and paste it on any other wall, and like and you're done. But like you can't clone like a single component because you are creating it as a full product. So like unfortunately, we're not able to take that drawer only and like put it on the other side. So as I said at the beginning, like if you need, like for example, here I have two wardrobes the same size on the front and like on the right side and left side, and then in the middle I like they're not as wide. Like I created that from scratch. It was like just like I created it in one go. But if you would like to save a time, then you just create this one separately and this one separately, and then you simply use the clone tool and clone them. So like you will clone this one and put it here, and then you will clone this one, like you will create another one, and then you will just create the one with the shelves. So like if you don't need to, like you don't need a view from the top. So like you don't need to see the cover panel. So and if you even if you have to, like you can create a cover panel to to put it on top so you don't see like the single component. But if you need more of the same size, then simply create one and clone it. It's way faster. If you need different number of drawers, if you need different number of shelves, then like you will have to create them one by one. So let's say, like, for example, if I'll go to modify and I will just simply delete that part here. And I will have like a one unit. Then you can simply click on the unit, like the full unit, and just clone it and paste it next to each other. So like, if you need more of the same, then that's the fastest way as you can go. Like then when you will be applying textures, like the same texture will go on all your cloned items if you don't click on the touch clone. So like, you will just apply texture to one and the same texture will go to all the other components. You're welcome. How did you select the whole unit? For to modify it or just to clone it? To clone. Yeah, so I just clicked on the unit because like it was created as a one unit. So if you click on it, it will highlight like the full unit. The same if you will take like a wardrobe from the catalog, then if you click on it, like it will highlight also. If you will clone it, you will clone the full wardrobe. So if you want to clone it with the clothes inside, then you should be able to group it. So now group products and clone, and now like that will be cloned with the clothes already as well, if that's what you require. So you will just highlight it and then clone it, and it will clone as a full unit because that's the way you created it. Can you show changing depth of color again? Yeah, sure. So when we apply in a color, and let's say like we want to have like darker one, let's say in the backing, then I'll just select that texture. I'll just click on the other surface, and now you just click on the plus, and when you move it, it will change. Like I don't know how you cannot see it straight away. Maybe it just takes a bit of time because like usually when you move it, you can just see how the color is changing. Just let me, oh yeah, like you can see it now, but it's like, it's a bit too late. Let me refresh it again. I think it's just my internet playing today, or it just doesn't work for me. It just happens sometimes. But if you click on the plus, then you can change the hues of your selected color or texture. So let's say that you have like a light color wood and you want to like, make it a bit darker, then you can just go on the plus and just select different hues. Like you can make it more red or more orangey or like more grayish. So yeah, so you will just simply click on the copy texture tool, and then let's just try it again. And now we will click on the plus. Okay, yeah. No, it just goes a bit, like, I don't know, it just goes a bit slower. Like you can see it in the top, as you can see, like it's changing color in the top of the window. So like it won't change the texture, it will only change like the hue of the chosen color. So let's say that we have it like more a bit darker. Yeah. You should try it from your end. It just doesn't work for me today. But like normally you just click on it, and when you move the like your cursor on the color chart, you can just see it straight away changing color, and then like so you can just stop in whichever color you want. Can you select the whole thing if you created it yourself? Well, yeah, if you click on it, like it will automatically be selected as a full, like the way that you created it. What you can do, if you think you might be using similar wardrobes in your future projects, then you can add them into your own library. So here you can click on add to library, upload it, and then you can use it in your future projects. So like you don't have to recreate it again. You can just simply use the ones that you created. Can you please demonstrate the rectangle tool again for creating the basic wardrobe space? Yes, of course, Cindy. So let me go just to empty wall. So we start with the create new product tool, create yourself, rectangle tool, and now we just trace over the area that you need for your wardrobe. If it's a full wall, then you just simply trace over your full wall. And now the first thing that you do, you give it a depth. Because if you don't give it a depth and start drawing measuring out your furniture and stuff like that, then you like you won't be able to create the push and pull and like the cavities and stuff. So like always give it a depth first, and then start working with your like measuring and stuff. You can use the ruler tool if that's easier for you. Or you can go to offset and use the line offset, and that works like a measure, like the ruler, but you create in line straight away. So like you don't have to trace over it. Now, if you want to move further, then you just click on escape and you start measuring from the last line. Again, escape, and now you can measure from the last line. Enter, escape, enter, escape. If you want to drop the tool, then you just click escape twice. Would you say to darken the back every time? What is the default depth of a wardrobe? Like, no, I don't darken the inside of the wardrobe. Like, when I creating them, they're usually the same color. Because like, even when I have them in my own home, I have all of them the same color. I just have like glass shelves added, but they are the same color. So like, if it's not required by your clients, like, if they say, for example, they say, okay, we want to have like a dark blue backing and then I don't know, like a dark green front or like, the sides, that's fine. But I think if you want to create like an elegant, seamless look, just go for one color and then add lights for like, to elevate the look. And I think it's just like, it works the best. If you want to add maybe like, just a bit more luxury, then I think you could apply a darker color on the frames only. So you're welcome, Cindy. So let's say that we have like these wardrobes here. So if you would like to like, just maybe elevate it a bit more, then what I would do, I would maybe apply a different color just on this frame here. So like, just on the literally on the base front, just to maybe give it like a bit more depth. But like again, it's just I think it's just like, everyone's preference. Like I'm very simple person when it comes like, to interior. Like I like a neutrals, like I like dark colors as well, but I don't like a pops of colors. Like I don't like colorful items. And like, my clients, they tend to, stick to like, one or two like stronger colors or textures as well. So like I wouldn't like to overdo it, if you know what I mean. Like, that's why I always try to stuck with like, with one color if I can, especially like, for open shelvings, open wardrobes. What is the default depth? Well, default depth in Europe, it's like 0.65 meters, so 65 centimeters. So that will be around, I'm just so bad with fit, but I'll tell you in a second. So that will be 25.5 inch, something like that. So that's like, that's the depth here. Like when when we are buying wardrobe, when you create wardrobe, you can of course like, go deeper if you want, or like, or not if you don't have enough space. Like I don't know how that looks in US, like, if yours or deeper. But here, like the default will be like around 25.5, 0.5.6 inches. When would you design one unit at a time to doing the whole unit at once? Mm, I don't know if I get you, Julie. When would you design one unit at a
What
time?
I'm saying is like I know you first create your first one, but then you created the whole wall, but to save time, do you do the whole wall, but then you have different, units is different, so you're designing everything individually.
Yes, yeah. Like the this wardrobe, like I did everything myself. So like, so it's whole unit. Um I think I actually copied some of it and then created the rest on the other side. But on this side, as you can see, like if I go to modify, like I created that in one go. So I just like, did one, two, three, four, five, and like, I added shelves here, I added drawers here. Like when you get a grip of the create new product tool, like it really goes fast, like, and you just do it. Like, you just go from one to the second to the third, and like, you just do it. Of course, like, to save me time, I would be okay just to create these three units and then like, just to clone them. But I just like, I started to doing it and I just did it like, in a one go. But to save your time, if you have units that are that you will be using one unit multiple times, then create one unit and just simply clone it. Like, so that's a huge, like a massive time saver. So it all depends of, the look of the wardrobe, the design of the wardrobe. Like sometimes like each component looks different. Like you have hanging clothes in one, like for example, for shorter clothes. Then you have like a full length for longer dresses. Then you have shelves that have like, space for your bags. Then you have shelves for your shoes. So like, they are spaced out differently. So it all depends on the design of your project. And you might use like, for shelvings only, you might use like, some of the cabinets from our catalog and try to match them. But I think that's like, sometimes it's just not worth it because like it might go a bit messy at the end. So like if it needs to be a custom made wardrobe, then I think like, you will have to just spend a little bit more time and just fully design it yourself.
Because you know how you did every drawer and it had so many parts to it. That's why,
Yes, yeah,
you said you can't
yeah.
copy that over.
No,
You
you
have to
can like
do it.
you can copy the full unit. As I said, like you can resize it. So let's say that like that you will create this one, and then you want like a half of it or like a three-quarter of it. Then you can still resize it, like the one unit. So like you can. So I would actually not even have to create this one. I can just resize this one. You don't need to do the cavities in the drawers if you don't have to, because like they're not that visible. So like what you just have to do, just create an offset and just like push it in. So then the step with the push and pull of the bigger components like won't be necessary. So then you're saving time to yourself as well. I just like like this one was I think it was made for the video, so like we wanted to go for as realistic look as we could. But like if you don't need to be as realistic, if it's like just to showcase it to your clients, then you don't need to create the cavities in the drawers. So like that will save you time as well.
Thank you.
No worries. Let's say in the middle you want to add a unit. You can also not cut. No, you cannot cut the full unit. If it's a full unit, then like you can use the push and pull to like remove some parts, but you're not able to cut it in half. If you need to cut it in half, then like you just need to create two separate ones or like one on the other side and then clone it and put the other one on the other side. But when you create it like as I did, a full unit, then you're not able to break it in half, for example. No worries. So Julie, if I can just quickly show you the difference that that I had in mind. So if we will create the wardrobe, like we will create the offset and stuff, and we won't be doing the cavities in the drawer, then you will only use the offset tool, go with the line offset, measure out your drawer, give it an offset, and now you will just use the push and pull to push that part in, and you won't be doing any other steps. So like you won't be adding the cavity inside. So like you won't be doing any of this stuff. So now like let's say that we will create another drawer. Like it's not as visible. Like when you go closer, then you can see that there are cavities in the drawer. But if you don't need that, then like that's a time saver. as well. So you will only create your drawers and you will only push these parts in without going into like, the detail and the time for creating the cavities inside of your drawers. So it pretty much looks, pretty much the same. When you go closer here, like, from the top, then like, you can see that there's like, that there's cavity in the drawer. But like when you apply textures and all and like, you just need to show it to your clients, then like, you don't need to go into such detail. So you just like, you will just create your drawer and like, just push the part in because then it just like, you can actually see where the drawers are. So like, that gives you that more real look of that wardrobe. But you don't need to create the cavities. It's just like, like I wanted to show you the most realistic outcome that you can achieve actually with, with the Create New Product tool, what you can do with it, just like, so it just looks like a bit maybe like different level but again it's just like it's all up to what you require, what your clients require. I'm sure they will be happy if like if you don't do the cavities, like we don't put any clothes in there, like if you will have to put some clothes in there or like have glass fronts, then that's a different story. But if not, then you can you don't have to create cavities. Do we have any other questions? I don't think we do. It's our full hour actually done. I hope this was helpful for you guys. And as always, I hope that you like, learned something new or like, got maybe some like new ideas for when you're designing your own projects. Oh, thank you, Julie. Thank you. Thanks for your time, guys. I'm like, we're always glad that you're here because like we're doing for you. So yeah. Yeah, do Cindy. The more you practice, the better you're at it. So yeah. Thank you, Alice. So have a lovely day, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.